Hey, I'm Sherri Shepherd, and you're watching the Broadway.com show.
Welcome to the Broadway.com show, your weekly cheat sheet for the biggest buzz in Broadway town, or as we like to think of it, the place that would gladly dim its marquee for the late, great Joan Rivers, if we only had one. Let's get started with the news. What's the buzz, Lindsay?
Ladies and gentlemen, a new star of stage and screen will be donning Hedwig's gold high-heeled boots this fall, Dexter and 6 Feet Under favorite Michael C. Hall. But don't worry, the star has plenty of practice wearing lipstick, talking in a German accent, and traipsing around on stage shirtless in Broadway's Cabaret from 1999 to 2000. Happy to see you, Michael. Blythe, rest, stay, and give us an inch.
It's almost time to close the storybook on Broadway's Cinderella. After 2 years of ball gowns, glass slippers, and the late great Herman the Fish, the Rodgers and Hammerstein Classic will close on January 3rd. The musical, which welcomes new stars Keke Palmer and Sherri Shepherd this week, also announced that Nene Leakes will become a real housewife of the Royal Kingdom when she takes over as the wicked stepmother in late November. Hurry to the Broadway Theater before the clock strikes midnight on this production.
We earmarked this production as one to watch a while ago. It has been confirmed that the acclaimed West End revival of Skylight, starring Carey Mulligan and Bill Nighy, will transfer to Broadway. Directed by Stephen Daldry, the David Hare play is set to start next spring at the Golden Theatre. The show tells the story of a teacher, played by Mulligan, who receives an unexpected visit from her former lover, played by Nighy. The 2015 Tony race just got mighty interesting.
Chicago's Steppenwolf Theater, already represented on Broadway with This Is Our Youth, will have a second Tony-eligible show this season when the Manhattan Theater Club imports the troupe's production of Airline Highway. The play by Pulitzer Prize finalist Lisa D'Amour follows a motley crew of strippers, hustlers, and dreamers who gather at an old New Orleans motel to celebrate the life of a burlesque performer. Directed by Joe Mantello, the play will come to the Friedman Theater in spring 2015.
Well, we didn't see this one coming. The long-brewing musical version of Dr. Zhivago, the 1957 novel and 1965 Omar Sharif film, is headed to Broadway. According to the New York Times, the epic tuner could be the next tenant at the Broadway Theater, where Cinderella throws its final ball on January 3rd. The show features a book by playwright Michael Weller, music by Secret Garden songsmith Lucy Simon, lyrics by Grey Garden's Michael Corey and Amy Powers, and a lot of characters with hard-to-pronounce Russian names. We're in. Bring on the revolution.
I'm Blythe Danner.
And I'm Eric Lange. And you're watching
the Broadway.com
show.
Our star of the week is a longtime member of the theater community with a knack for multitasking. Rosie Perez is an actress, dancer, director, choreographer, and activist, and she's about to add 2 more entries to her long resume. The Oscar nominee is set to co-host TV Gabfest The View, and she will star alongside Larry David in his comedy Fish in the Dark on Broadway this spring. Congratulations on the double dose of good news, Rosie. You're the star of the week.
Our tweet of the week goes to Krysta Rodriguez. As Apple unveiled its latest gadgetry and the Gizmo junkies got giddy with excitement, the Broadway favourite wrote, "Yes, but will the iPhone 6 know that I'm trying to type haha, hashtag never gaga, hashtag or haga, hashtag conspiracy." Never were truer words tweeted, Miss Rodriguez. Will it, Apple? You can follow her at Krysta Rodriguez.
This week's Hot Shot takes us behind the scenes of a very, very popular Broadway show. Wicked, of course. Broadway.com photo editor Caitlin McNaney was on the scene to capture this super adorable shot of Christine Dwyer and Jenny Barber moments before they stepped on stage to play rivals Elfie and Glinda. Catch these 2 witches at the Gershwin Theater and check out more exclusive behind-the-scenes photos from the hit musical right now on Broadway.com.
In our last Smackdown, we asked you which TV VIP and upcoming Month in the Country star you're more excited to see grace the off-Broadway stage. Orange is the New Black's Emmy nominee Taylor Schilling, or Game of Thrones Emmy winner Peter Dinklage. The votes are in, and 75% of you can't wait to see Schilling go from prison inmate to bored Russian housewife. This week, we learned that Captain America himself, Chris Evans, is itching to return to the theater after having the 2nd biggest blockbuster of the season. But it was Marvel's other hero, Guardians of the Galaxy's Chris Pratt, who topped the summer box office. So, we want to know, which sexy, funny, and square-jawed superhero would you like to see make his Broadway debut? Chris Evans or Chris Pratt? Tweet your vote to @BroadwayCom with the hashtag B'way Smackdown and tune in next week to find out who comes out on top.
Hey you guys, it's me, Keke Palmer, and you are watching the Broadway.com show.
Thumbs up to Broadway star and cheerleader Joan Rivers getting the showbiz finale she so desperately wanted and deserved. In front of a crowd filled with A-listers, the Rivers funeral at Temple Emmanuel in New York City featured a Broadway medley by the Gay Men's Chorus, Lady Day star Audra McDonald breaking hearts with the touching song Smile, and Hugh Jackman getting the crowd on its feet with his Boy From Oz tune, Quiet Please, There's a Lady on Stage. Tony winners, showstoppers, and millions of cheering fans around the world. Now that's the kind of hit Joan would have loved.
Thumbs down to the Broadway League, which initially decided that Great White Way theatres would not dim their lights in tribute to Joan Rivers. Not only did she star on the main stem 3 times, but she was Tony nominated and Broadway's biggest cheerleader. After a social media outcry and 9 theatres announcing that they would be dimming their lights in Rivers' honour anyway, the League reversed their decision. The comedy icon got the last laugh. Of course she did.
On the Town is a musical Valentine to New York City. It follows 3 sailors on 24-hour leave in the Big Apple. So I had to ask the stars which NYC hotspot they'd hit if they were here for only 1 day. Find out their answers in this week's Pop Poll.
This sounds really gross because I don't really even love them, but I think I would want to go to Times Square and eat a New York City hot dog or a pretzel because I just feel like it's so iconic. That's the thing you're supposed to do.
Since I'm food obsessed, it would have to be Katz's.
Probably the Empire State Building.
I know it's cliche. I think I would have to go to the top of the Empire State Building.
Rosa Mexicana. I'm from Texas, so Mexican food is a huge thing for me.
I would probably go to one of the few jazz clubs downtown.
Probably a fabulous restaurant. Something that's amazing and outdoors.
I would have to go to Sylvia's soul food restaurant and get me some Southern cooking.
Battery Park and looking at the river and the Statue of Liberty.
I would probably find a jazz club somewhere and probably do an impromptu session where I would grab a girl and just start dancing.
So you want to recreate this poster, basically?
Yes, that's what I want to do. I want to be in the middle of a street that cars are probably going both ways and dip this girl being oh, my hair is fully coiffed. That's really nice. But yeah, that would be really sweet.
That's it for this week's episode of the Broadway.com show. We'll leave you with a brand new clip of Anna Kendrick singing I Can Do Better Than That from the Last 5 Years movie, which will land in theaters on Valentine's Day. See you next week.
I don't need any lifetime commitments. I don't need to get hitched tonight. I don't want you to throw up all your walls and defenses. I don't mean to put on any pressure, but I know when a thing is right. And I spend every day reconfiguring my senses.